Good night, teacher and partners. My name is Juan Pablo Martinez, and this is a presentation of globalization for the course Foreign Trade. What is the globalization? Globalization is a process of integration and integration between people, companies, and governments of different nations. It's a process based on trade and investment in the international field, which has the backing of information technologies. This process produces effects on the environment, culture, political systems, and economic prosperity. Objectives of globalization: favor the economic integration of the countries, promote overall economic growth, encourage the development of telecommunications. How did globalization emerge? The history of globalization can trace its beginning to European colonization in the 15th century. The world is connected like never before. With the end of the Second World War in 1945, cooperation organizations such as the Organization of United Nations were created. The arrival of man to the moon in 1969 evidenced the great technological advances. This event was also the first to be broadcast live. With the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the end of the Soviet Union and the Cold War, the global economic opening. And even in 2001, with the attack of the World Trade Center, firmed limit international exchange. Now we are in information age and more connected than ever. Benefits of globalization: greater options of products and services, greater access to information, and raises living standards. Globalization in Colombia. During the civil wars, Colombia could not integrate into globalization in the 19th century. Thanks to the export of coffee in the 20th century, it was finally incorporated. Advantage: expansion of the market and increase of product efficiency, diffusion of new technologies, arrival of better products and at lower prices. The monopoly is over. Disadvantage: greater dependence of multinationals, increase in economic and social imbalance, loss of a country identity. Colombian industry: the excessive bureaucracy, the inefficiency of the public sector, and its lack of preparation made the economic opening in Colombia somewhat more difficult than for the rest of the countries. Many Colombian industries went bankrupt due to the lack of capacity to compete with the rest of the world. However, globalization has also made the Colombian industry take this risk as an opportunity to acquire a greater competitive advantage compared to the rest of the world. Impact of the globalization. Economic impact. The flow of capital circulates around the world and involves all the countries of the world. This process favors the highly developed nations that control the world capital. Politic impact. Most of the activity is present in political blocs, like the European Union or the free trade agreements. Any possibility of independent development is very difficult. Social impact. Globalization affects the human development index that is composed of live a long and healthy life, have education, enjoy a decent standard of living. Conclusions. Globalization affects all countries in the world to greater or lesser extent. The benefit of globalization is mostly to highly globalized countries. The underdeveloped countries are not able to compete, so inequality is great. Globalization affects the economic, political, and social aspects of all humanity.